What do a shower valve socket and a Ford Powerstroke 7.3 have in common? I'll show you.
What I'm working on is a 2002 Ford F550 with a 7.3. This is the tool that I showed you from Harbor Freight. It has a little bar that you can use to break the old IPR loose. There's my new IPR, the bottom covered. You'll need a 3/4 inch wrench to take the nut off the bottom of the IPR, and some sockets to help you remove some of the other junk on top of the engine. And just for reference, the IPR on the 7.3 sitting right down there. You really can't see it too well, but I'll try to get a better shot here. One thing I've discovered is these free handy dandy little blue lights you get at Harbor Freight. See, here we go, Harbor Freight for the win again. They help a lot. This is the mess you're looking at when you open your hood, but put that little Harbor Freight light down in there. You can clearly see the top of your IPR sitting, so I get the camera to focus, right there. And then right there is where you need to get that little nut off to take the electrical component from the IPR body. So I'll come back when I've got the that off and you can see where it's at. That 3/4 inch wrench is going to remove this little nut right here, and this collar comes off, and then the actual coil. You can see mine is very oily. I would dare say is probably why I'm having my problem. You could probably just replace this and the truck would probably run fine. The issue I'm having is as I'm running, the engine will just surge up, down. Sometimes it'll stall out like it's going to quit, and at idle sometimes it'll just stall out and quit altogether. So I'm going to replace the whole component, and this tool I showed you at Harbor Freight, by the way, a little utility ladder leaned up against the steel bumper is a perfect step plate to work on a 7.3. But here's the new IPR body, and you see this tool that we purchased at Harbor Freight. The one you're going to need is the 1 1/32. I'm sorry, the one you're going to need is the 1 3/32, and that will fit perfectly over this guy here. I'll show you. He fits just nicely. There you go. Get a better shot of the IPR itself. There it sits now with all the wiring out of the way and the electrical coil removed. And here's where it sits in reference to the top of your engine. Every video I found online, no one showed a clean shot of where it was so far. So there you go. There's your clean shot of where it was, where it is. All right, guys, and I'm clearly no Diesel Ron here. Shout out to the best, but the best that was. This is the wrench in place, and you'll have to put maybe another breaker wrench right here on the end of this bar and give it a little good crank, but it will break that IPR loose. And now you don't have to buy that expensive specialty wrench to get it off. You can see it fits snugly right over the end of the head. And you will have some oil leakage once you pull that sucker out. Make sure you got an oil pan under your truck. There we are. So as you can clearly see, you can remove your IPR and replace it with this cheap tool from Harbor Freight. Comes in this container right here with all of these others. It's called the shower valve socket wrench set. It's about $11, $12. A lot cheaper than a specialty wrench, a lot easier to use. Well, I could say easier to use, but hey, cheaper. All right, hope this helps somebody, and happy mechanicking.